Hey guys, as I mentioned in the previous video, this is the TPPI test pack please ignore mod pack on the Feed the Beast launcher. As you can see, we have 163 mods loaded. A lot of people go through the mod list. I'm not going to bother, that takes forever. Most of them are pretty standard anyway. There's a few new ones, we'll get into that later, but that's going to have to be a little while later. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is create a world for you. Now this is actually, you can see there's cheats enabled. This is just my single player test world where I can kind of mess around and figure out how stuff works. So obviously we're not going to use that, we're going to make a new one. So we'll call this the Refugee to Regent playthrough. And we want to leave it as survival. Go to more world options. Now we're going to leave cheats off. We're going to turn the bonus chest off too. I'm not going to, start with any tools. In fact, that's actually a rule. For the seed, let's do Refugee to Regent TPPI. Let's try that out. See how that works. And we're going to change this to Biomes of Plenty. Well, let's go ahead. See what we get. I'm gonna sing a song here because this part's gonna be cut out. Hey! Okay, guys, so here we are. We're in the test pack, please ignore. As you can see, we're still loading the world in. I'm playing this on a laptop, so it's gonna be a little slow, maybe a little laggy too. Let's hope not, though. I'm gonna try to tweak my Java settings to make that as uncommon an occurrence as possible. So what we're going to do here is there's actually, you start out with the default Tinker's Construct book, that just any game where you have Tinker's Construct installed, you'll start with this book. The other thing you start with in TPPI is the TPPI welcome packet. I'm not going to go through all of this. Basically all it is a, hey, welcome, thanks for trying our pack, that kind of thing. The one thing though that it does have that is pretty nice. They're still working on this. It's not fully implemented. But if you type in TPPI mods and then a mod name, it gives you the current documentation. I'm not going to try because I don't know what mods it has loaded and what mods it doesn't in terms of whether it works with this or not. And obviously, as they write right here, it's not quite finished yet. The other thing that they have here is there's a blurb here on how to help with that documentation. And then finally there's this command, tppi ores, which will give you a book based on the layer-based ore generation system that TPPI uses. We'll get into that later. Right now, since we're starting out in the dirt age of the challenge, we're not going to be doing any digging for ores anyway. So, and obviously, farewell. So we will worry about that at a later date. Looks like I spawned right next to a village, so I'm going to explore that a little bit. Or actually, hold on here. Let's just head over there, it's right there. Looks like we've got a Tinker's Construct hut right here. This could be very helpful. Quite a bit of lag there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, actually, is do a few starting game things. One thing you'll notice is my NEI is set to recipe-only mode. It's still loading in everything. This is, brand new world, so it's got to load everything in. What I'm going to do, actually, is switch it back into cheat mode for a second. The reason I'm doing that is we're going to find the clipboard here, and I'm going to get one of those. Alright. Now, some of you may notice that I have a saved inventory here. That's actually from my other world, from my test world. So I'm going to leave that alone, not going to use that. Clipboard is the only thing I'm going to cheat in. The only reason I'm doing it is so that I can give you guys kind of an idea of what's going on, as well as keep myself on task, because I tend not to do that in modded Minecraft quite a lot. So we'll clear that out, switch this back over to recipe mode, and then back out of that, and voila. So let me go ahead and fill in some of the goals on here, and I'll be right with you. Okay, so as you guys can see, I've kind of filled out a little bit of what we need. So the first one is find a location. And you're supposed to build in the same area, and like I said, we're building like an entire city. So we're going to want to find a big area, relatively flat, or at least big enough where we can grow to the point where we have machines that can terraform for us. So second on the list here is build a house. Since we're going with the hardcore version, we're only allowed to build it out of clay, so that's going to be challenging. We also need to find food, but I'm going to try to find a spot that's not too far from this village. I haven't found any fields yet, but I assume they do. I'm pretty sure all villages have fields. So that'll probably sustain us food-wise until we can start growing our own. And then the last one, this one's actually probably going to be the most challenging of the four. We have to get all Tinker books. Now, the reason this is going to be the most challenging is in order to get the smeltery one, you actually have to make some seared bricks, and in order to do that, you need to use a furnace. Well, the problem is that with this age, you're not allowed to build tools. You can't even build wood tools. So what's going to be the issue here is we'll need to find some other way of getting stone, and I'll explain that later. But this is what we're going to hope to get accomplished today. To build a house might be an ongoing project. Like I said, it needs clay, and clay is not the easiest. It's not the hardest thing, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to get, especially when I don't have a shovel. So I'm going to be limited on breadth unless I can find some that's only one block below the surface. So yeah, let's get started. I'll be back with you guys once I find something interesting. Actually, what I'm going to do right now is do just a little bit of exploring. I think I'm going to dig up some of this carpet here and some of this wood and make myself a bed for, just in case I need it. I'm also going to check. Oh, that's right, it's a Tinker's Construct hut, so it just has parts for tools, which I can't use. It's also got this piston. I actually can't use anything with redstone until the redstone age, which is quite a ways down the road. So this is actually going to play a lot like vanilla Minecraft until I get to a certain point. So with that, I will let you guys go and be back with you once I find something interesting. Okay guys, so it actually looks like most, you can barely tell, but up there that's actually wood. But it looks like most of the fields are actually up top of the mountain here, which you can see is not the easiest thing to get up. Luckily though, there's one field down here, so I think this is what's going to be basically keeping me alive until I have a more stable source of food. But I also think, I kind of looked out here a little bit. We've got this big open area here. I think this is where I'm going to start. It's very open. It should be large enough to get me where I need to be until I get to the point where I can actually start terraforming the landscape a little more. I actually didn't make a bed, like I said. What I did was I actually made one of these sleeping bags from open blocks. I haven't tried them out myself. I've heard good things about them. Basically, it's a bed on the go. It doesn't reset your spawn. It just lets you sleep through the night. So I'm going to use this for the first couple of nights until I have a home to call my own. With that, I'm going to start hunting for clay, because that's going to be the big building material that I need. So I will catch you guys in a few. So, found some clay. Hooray. This is going to be time consuming. Be back in a few. Hey guys, I noticed that there was some light under the water here. Now, I'm not sure what this is. This is something I'm not familiar with. So we're gonna find out. Oh, okay, it's an oyster. Gotcha. That's cool. It's got an orange pearl. Now, I remember seeing something on these. Oh, geez. Come on, come on. Ugh, barely made it. Okay. Have to heal up before I go down there again. But if you put a block of sand in those, it's supposed to eventually turn back into a pearl. I gotta go find something to eat before I do that. So I will see you guys in a minute. Guys, I figured now was as good a time as any to start on my house since I have a decent hunk of clay here. So I have enough for 33 blocks worth. See how far that gets me. Now, the other thing that I harvested a tree here. The other thing that's one of the rules is anytime you have more than 3 on a side, you have to have some kind of central support. Now, the requirements for the dirt core is it has to be at least 6 by 6 on the interior, so we'll get out of the way there, horse. We'll tame you later. Okay. Now, I think if I'm interpreting the rules correctly, we'll leave space for a double doorway. And of course, flag. Seriously, only get 2 back for that? No. Leave space for a double doorway. Now, here's the issue here. This now needs supports. So, I'm not sure how the rules are on this. If I can get away with just 1 support somewhere near the middle, or if I have to put... I think I have to do 4 big support here. And of course I'm 1 log. But that gives us... sleeping bag. Before we do that, let's throw down this crafting table. A little bit of wheat, and get at least 1 piece of bread here. Get going on. Food. Alright, so that's not enough. I hate doing it, but I'll eat some of these raw potatoes. So what I'm going to do now is sleep through the night, because I am in no shape ready to face monsters yet. And obviously I need to go find a lot more clay. So I will be back. I think I might have hit the jackpot, guys. Got a bunch of clay right here. I can reach most, if not all of it, from above the water. Of course, speeds up the collection process quite a lot. It's getting close. Let's go see where we're at. Got 4 for the ceiling. Now, I'm not allowed to build it more than 2 high. I agree with most people in the Minecraft community where... Oh, geez, I chose the worst side for the door, didn't I, with the quicksand right there. Maybe that might help with monsters, actually. So we'll leave that alone. But part of the Dirt Age requirements is can't have more than a 2-block high home. So what I'm gonna do now is I need 1 more log, and I'm gonna count how many. So I need 2 more in this row. And 6 by 5 is I need 32 more. And hello, horse. You are a little strange. All right. You know what, as much as this might be a hazard to my own health, I'm going to leave the quicksand there. That might help me with killing some mobs later. I'm going to kill mobs intelligently for the first couple of ages until I actually have the tools to kill mob. But that actually is, again, an advancement requirement. So I'm going to work on getting more clay. Let's check our checklist here. We've got a location, and we found some food with the field over actually right on the other side of that little hill right there. The Tinker books, I'm starting to think I'm not going to be able to get to this episode. The house has actually gotten a decent start on it. Got further than I expected. But I think I can cobble together 20-30 minutes of footage here, so I might stop here. But what I'm going to do between episodes here is probably finish the roof and work on making sure that that field keeps going. So with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye!